where the nicknames are made up and the long shots might just pay up. This is Chronic Combat Conversation.
You know TV's on the mic, flipping names on sight. Renames every fighter, whether wrong or right. Rule with the glasses, rolling up the stash, breaking down the fights while they chase that cash. Parlays, props, dogs, long shots too. Digging in the couch, finding change for the crew. Early week breakdown, Saturday they hit. If you're betting with the boys, then you know this is it. Chronic Combat Conversations. Yeah. Light it up, place your bets, no hesitation. Chronic Combat Conversations. That's right. Green like the herb in the cash in rotation. Oh! Names get twisted, odds get lifted. Smoke clouds drifting while the picks keep shifting. TV spitting fire, brewers getting higher. Couch change acquired.
Welcome to Chronic Combat Conversations, a live look at our best bets, picks, and predictions for every UFC event. With your hosts, TB Scouting MMA and
the Guru back again. H-Town till we drown, baby. Let's go. UFC Houston middleweight main event between Sean Strickland and Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. Should absolutely be a fantastic card. Man, did we miss you guys last week? We always miss UFC, but don't worry. It's like 7 weeks in a row now without
11.
a break. It's 11 weeks in a row?
It's 11.
We're all wrong. I thought it was 9.
Oh, whoa. Whatever, man. 11 weeks straight? Are you kidding me? Let's make some fucking money, boys. We got a very special guest in the house before we can get down to the shenanigans of this card. Make sure you're listening to the Dog or Pass podcast, legendary podcast with the one and only Dan Tom, of course, our guest last week. And this week, co-founder of the MMALab.com. MMA, Matt, no, that's not his site.
Mad Lab MMA.
Don't go there. No, I got it right here. You don't have to see. I'm testing you. The Mad Lab MMA.com. I have it in front of me. I still can't read. The Mad Lab MMA.com. Mad Lab, our friend, believe it or not. What's up, brother?
What's up, dude? Good to be back. It's been a while.
So
I like the new song, dude. How'd you was that like AI or something?
Yeah,
Boo-foo on the beat, baby.
That's good. I like that. It's fucking
dude
vibe.
literally just hit us up, was like, here you go. You are blessed. And we were like, wow.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. One of the listeners. That's awesome. Good.
Yeah. It was amazing.
Yeah, whoever did it. Good job, man. Kudos.
Shout out to Bufo on the beat. But dude, thank you so much for joining us. A Northeastern, brethren, always understands how the show operates. Can't wait to break down these fights. But before we do, make sure you guys are doing the right thing. If you're not already following, madlabmma.com, go ahead and take care of our buddy. Support his content, does amazing work. Boxing, MMA, NFL. This guy's all over everything. Also, give us a little love over here. Live every Thursday at 8 o'clock Eastern, right on the dot. Never late, never a different time at all. We've got the best bets, the best guests, always free picks. And listen, if you're feeling a little crazy, you can go out of your way, leave a little donation for the boys. But what you could do for a whole free $99, throw us a like, subscribe to the channel. Costs you absolutely nothing. Still on the countdown to 900 subscribers, but come on, guys, let's get us to 1,000 already. I think, we've been doing it. What is this, year 6, Guru?
You ask me that each time, buddy. Year 6, this is podcast 211.
Wow, look at us. And we do it for the love of the game. Quite frankly, we're not out here the biggest, pushing content on social media, anything like that. So we appreciate all you guys coming in and joining us because you're here for the love of the game as well. Do you know what further ado,
do you know what I am pushing?
What are you pushing?
I'm pushing some libations on people. I'm pushing some substances on people. If you got it, crack it. If you want to smoke it, smoke it. If you're driving, pull over so you can crack it or smoke it. So John Newquist in the building.
Our dog. Oh my God.
Dog of the week once again. And we got a few for you, brother.
Yeah. We're going to give you some options to choose from, and they'll all be named after you. The John Newquist Dogs of the Week. Make sure you guys stay tuned as we go through. This is how you support the boys. And Gotta say that he's got to be like the #1 fan at this point. So shout out to John Newquist. We really appreciate you, brother. And Cody, let's go, man. Shout out to Daniel Forrest as well. Smash that like button.
TB, you got something to drink, man? I'm getting into it. Mad Labs, what you drinking, man?
I'm drinking nice coffee, and I got a little water. I'm not a big drinker or partaker.
Oh, I have the libations, a little marijuana, a little Motown, a little
nah, man.
Hernandez.
I'm corny, dude. I'm nerdy.
We
That's
like
all right.
that. Straight edge. We're getting high.
Clear-headed analysis coming your way.
We like that.
Chronic Combat.
We could use some of that on this podcast.
Well, we're going to start off. We've got the American Psycho, Sean Strickland at plus 225 versus Anthony Fluffy Hernandez at minus 278. And here we were 2 weeks ago when I told you guys, do everything you can to get as much money possible the week before and during the Super Bowl parlayed out to Fluffy Hernandez. If go rewind, go ahead back, you'll find exactly what I told you to do last week. So here I am sitting this week with a lot of plus money on the Fluffy side.
You know what, man? I do want to highlight that really quick. We are a UFC MMA podcast, but did we not fucking cook for the Super Bowl and the NFC and AFC championship games? I mean, we gave out winner after winner after winner on those. I mean, like, I'm not even trying to like toot our own horn. You know that that's not our game. We cleaned up.
I was on the wrong side of that game, dude.
Bro, I had Seahawks money line and that under.
Like it was more of my heart though, because I'm a Niner fan, dude, and I didn't want someone from, you know what I mean?
That's respectable. And that was the other team I thought could make a little hay, but for the injuries, But I think that's kind of my only concern on the Fluffy side in this fight is the injuries. I'm really curious in this matchup, what Strickland could bring to the table at this stage that's going to outdo the volume coming back from Fluffy. It's not that Strickland doesn't have the technical ability in any area to essentially like cover himself, but he's not going to do anything at a high enough pace offensively to get Fluffy off of him and land enough damage. Like a lot of his decisions, even without Fluffy Hernandez on the other side of it, are going to a split decision. Because even with all the volume, we're not quite getting the most damaging strikes on the Strickland side. And that's where Fluffy comes in. It's basically the 185 Marab. Like until he fights someone with elite takedown defense, offensive wrestling of their own, and high-level striking out of multiple stances, great power out of both hands, can kick with, until you get the Piotr Jan of 185, I don't know who's beating Fluffy at this point. Like, I'm very interested to see what happens in the first 2 rounds of a potential Chimaev matchup. But yeah, it goes without saying, I'm extremely confident in Anthony Fluffy Hernandez coming through and winning this fight on Saturday night. How could it go wrong? The oblique or rib injury that forced him to pull out of the René de Ridder fight, if that is still rearing its head. And even in that case, like we've seen Fluffy fight through injuries and end up still winning the fight and going to decision. So even in that case, like I don't, the only reason I think Strickland is even a playable, price here, or Fluffy's a playable price is the former champion tag of Sean Strickland. The whole idea that Strickland is the toughest matchup on paper that Anthony Fluffy Hernandez has faced. But I think that this matchup is prime for the taking. And, it's Fluffy, and I think it's going to be a 4-5 decision is the way that I would play the fight if I needed to do a prop and I didn't already have my parlays played out. But, Guru, do you have any different ideas? What are you thinking on this fight?
I mean, I definitely think Fluffy Hernandez is just going to cook him to the bone. Like, Strickland can maybe, if it's just kickboxing, right? If it's just straight kickboxing, I think we all feel very confident that Sean Strickland would win this fight, right? But it's not. It's an MMA fight. So I think Fluffy's ability to not only shoot takedowns and land takedowns at volume will be helpful, but I think the ability to make Strickland wonder what's coming next will have him firing less and more concerned about the takedown. He's going to continue to work up to get to his feet. He probably will get up a few times, honestly. But I'm going to be straight up with you guys. I feel very, very confident that Anthony Hernandez will not be submitting Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland, I don't believe, has ever been subbed in his career. He's 4-0 to the sub. It's not happening. It's not. And based on these prices where they currently sit, if you don't have a Seahawks money line ticket parlay to Anthony Hernandez money line, I gotta be honest, I feel more confident in the fight going the distance than I would just touching a money line. Like I saw Daz, I believe, say it in the comments that he's got all the overs. I think it just goes the distance. I really, really do. How many middleweight main events have we watched go the distance? How many? Even Drickus Chimaev, right? Like they always go. I'm telling you. It's a fucking Sean Strickland fight. And you're telling me I can get minus 146, fight goes the distance? It doesn't make any sense to me. And then again, you want to talk Fluffy Hernandez. Oh, he's such a finisher. Oh, he's going to sub him. Boys, it's a round 4 rear naked choke versus Delidze. It's a decision versus Brendan Allen. It's round 5 knockout versus Michelle Pereira. And then, okay, Kopylov round 2, whatever. That guy can't grapple. Round 3 finish versus Shabazian. Round 3 finish versus Barrio. Decision versus Frem. This guy is not a fast finisher. It's not his game. He likes to build. And Strickland's cardio has never been an issue. So I don't think that he gets the finish here at all. I feel quite confident that it goes the decision. So I think you can parlay those overs this week pretty safely with whatever you like.
All right. Mad Lab, what do you got?
Yeah, I like what he said about the wonderment, right? Like when you look at certain styles will make you kind of hesitate, right? So if you're a striker like Strickland and you got a guy constantly in on your hips, you're afraid to pull the trigger, right? So now the thing that's going against Strickland here is that he has the style to give the wonderment to Hernandez, but the problem is he doesn't have the power. So if you can't sting somebody and you say, listen, every time you shoot in, I'm going to sting you with this. You know this hurt. He's not going to really worry. Now the volume for Strickland's there. I mean, when you look at a counter striker, you say like, yeah, he's reacting to your reactions. But if you look at his significant strikes, he's well over 100 in all his fights. I mean, well over. But the problem is it's more scoring. It's like it's really not effective. It's really to keep you off him.
It's point fighting. Yeah.
It's point fighting to keep you honest and stuff like that. And if you just have a set of nuts on you and you say, look, I'm just coming in, I'll take 2 to grab your hips. That's where the issue rides. So do I think Strickland's live? Do I think his counter wrestling is good? Do I think he can win this fight? Yeah, I do. I mean, I think he can. Listen, a fight is a fight is a fight. So do I think the line is a little rich? Yeah, it's a little rich. Like I said, Strickland does have some good kicks up the middle. So if there is an oblique problem, he can cause some problems, from distance with his oblique kicks. But I do think that this is Hernandez's fight to win. I really, really do. And I do think it does go over. I don't think you're submitting Strickland. I don't think Hernandez is going to put a lot of his onus into his striking. It's going to be strike to get inside, control time, grind them up against the cage. Honestly, I think this could be a really boring fight, if I'm being honest.
Very boring. That's exactly that's exactly how I see it. It's going the distance. It's going to be so fucking boring.
Yeah.
Houston's going to be booing.
So
it won't matter.
That's the way I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it the way you guys look at it. I'm saying it's, barring he changes his game plan. Like if he decides like I'm going to come out and I'm going to show you guys I can strike, he's going to lose.
Yeah.
He's going to lose. But if he strikes for his entries and sticks to what he's good at, he should absolutely win this fight.
I mean, this guy's shooting 14 takedowns per 5 minutes at distance.
Yeah.
I mean, Strickland, he's got 75% defense. The bad news, he's going to be facing way more than, 3 takedown attempts in a round. So I get it. And yeah, give me a boring fight. I'd love that.
Yep.
I'd be thrilled. Maybe not Dana White looking at the next title contender matchup. But I'm telling you, I would love to see this matchup. If he wins this fight, give me him versus Chimaev. Imavov probably even has a stake in his own right. So I'm curious to see where it plays out after. But we've got our co-main event of the evening. Hands of Steel, Jeff Neal versus the Doctor, Uroš Medic. Minus 218 on the Jeff Neal side, plus 180 for Uroš Medic. This fight, man, it's got fireworks all over it. I'm really interested to see which guy comes out on the right side of it. But Guru, what are you thinking in this matchup?
I mean, I'm thinking that we fucked up the last time Jeff Neal fought, right? Did we bet an over in that and he got knocked out with a second left in round 1? Is that what happened?
Yeah, crazy.
I think we had an over. I think we had an over 1.5 that actually looked okay until he landed that crazy shit.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, Uros Medic on a 2-fight win streak, won 3 of his last 4, 5 of his last 7, or 4 of his last 6, I should say. I actually think it is still 5 of his last 7. All round, this guy he's just a knockout guy, right? So if I had to really look at this and I really had to just kind of talk to grandma about it, I mean, what is Uros Medic by KO? Uros Medic by KO, best line I can get. Yeah, I can get plus 285.
Okay.
On Bally's there, plus 250 FanDuel. I mean, still not great enough. I would probably still go to FanDuel and then go round 1, round 2 KO. But I still this is Jeff Neal's fight to lose, in my opinion. I guess he was having some pretty serious addiction issues. Hoping he's, gotten that taken care of. He's healthy. He's training. It's a winnable fight. I mean, this guy's, has beaten RDA, Vicente Luque, Ponzinibbio. These guys are old. But I mean, Uros Medic doesn't really have a chin though, does he? Like at all? Does he have any grappling defense?
No.
Does he have any striking defense?
No.
So
he got knocked down by Gilbert Urbina.
You're right. He was rocked in that fight.
Knocked down.
And then did we take but that was the other problem, right? We took Muslim Salikov over Uros.
Right. It was following the Leal fight, and Uros was just way too big and fast, and it just
that looked really bad. I don't expect him to have as much of a speed advantage here, although to that point, he could.
Right.
Does Jeff Neal really cover minus 218? Like, he himself needs a finish. And
what if this fight were to end in round 1? Is that something I could get you to consider?
You'd have to talk to me about prices, Pops, because I don't know.
Because I'm pretty sure Neal's going to come out. Both these guys like to operate off the front foot, and they both like to throw bombs. And both of them, Medic doesn't have a good chin, but at the same time, a lot of his win equity is round 1 finish. So I'm just interested, if you're getting, I know it's under 1.5 minus 195, but what if this fight were just to end in round 1?
Again, you'd have to talk to me about a price. I just don't know that I am just hammering complete violence here. I don't think it goes the distance, to your point, but I mean, look at that under 1.5 cooked to shit. That's crazy stuff.
That's tough.
That's tough.
Now, what would you guys say if I said this to you?
Okay.
You got 2 guys. You got one guy with first round finishing equity who doesn't have a chin. You have another guy who, as he gets older, he's very stationary, but he's extremely hittable now.
Yeah.
So who's to say that these guys aren't going to come out a little bit cautious, and that goes over the 1.5?
I mean, to that whole point, you just watched Carlos Prates knock your fucking block off because you maybe dropped your guard with a 10-second, you hear the clapper, you think you're safe, you're not. 100%.
That's a little trappy. I mean, listen, I agree. I think this fight does finish. Without a doubt, it finishes. Yeah. But that line is a little trappy.
I mean, you're talking to me like I could get fight to start round 2 at plus money. Like if that's what we're talking about. To your point, Mad Labs, I don't mind clenching my butt cheeks for 5 minutes. I really do want to highlight Forrest's comment because I think he's exactly right. Neal's lost to pretty elite competition. Prates, Gary, Rachmanov.
Minus 110.
Wow. You know what I mean? So, if I can get a minus 110 on this fight to start round 2, I might just have to take that swing because I think it could very well be just a Jeff Neal round 2 KO. Why not? Why has he got to finish him in round 1? I don't see that.
Amber, what's going on, Amber? How are you?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Styles make fights, right?
Yeah.
So when you look at somebody like Medic is a guy who's kind of loosey-goosey on his feet, right? And you look at a guy like Jeff Neal. Jeff Neal is really your prototypical stationary, wait for you to come into the pocket boxer. You know what I mean? So to me, I mean, listen, to me, I think this is a Jeff Neal knockout. That's the way I'm leaning. I'm leaning Jeff Neal's going to wait for him to kind of come in with that style, try to do something reckless. He's going to be biting down on the mouthpiece. His toes are going to be in his sand, and he's going to catch him with something because I just like his boxing. I think his boxing so crisp and clean. But in order to do that, like you're going to wait for Medic's unpredictability. Is it going to happen in round one? I don't know.
Can we talk about something very quickly? I mean, I love the format of our show. I really do. Can we talk about this, boys? Jeff Neal is minus 218, right? On the money line.
Mm-hmm.
Hear me out.
Minus 118.
No. Minus 218 on the money line. Let's call it minus 200. Boys, the best price I can get you for Jeff Neal knockout is minus 130. When in your life have you seen a minus 200 favorite that close be favored to knock somebody out?
Well, because I think they're looking at both sides. They look both sides of finishing equity at that point.
I've never seen that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would be shocked if this fight goes to the cards. I mean,
God, yeah. I'm taking Jeff Neal, and I'm going to take him to win by knockout. But to your point, Guru, that doesn't mean you have to bet minus 135. So I agree with that principle. And I don't want to get
decision is.
Jeff Neal by decision.
Who by decision?
Yeah, don't
Dude,
look.
that's what I'm saying. I was just about to say it.
I
already got it. I already have it.
Plus 800.
There you go. That's
I can get you plus 850.
That's crazy, dude. Well, no, it's not crazy, but people will bite on that.
Yeah.
I might talk to grandma.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say if there was one thing that I would end up doing by the end of it all is, I'm not going to get cute trying to choose if it gets out around 1 or 2, but Jeff Neal in the smallest of parlays, this guy should just be levels above. That's truly what it is.
That I certainly agree with.
You know what I'm concerned about, though?
You go.
Yeah.
So when you think about this, listen, I know this is you're going down narrative street, but I was talking to Dan Tom about this a little bit. He's talking about his addictions and everything, right? How he's cleaning up his act, and that's great for his life. Listen, but would Lawrence Taylor be as good as he was if he didn't do a public post before every game? Would John Jones be as good as he was if he didn't have that chaos in his life?
Damn.
Like sometimes you gotta wonder, like, is he gonna beat us? You know what I mean?
Damn. Maybe we don't need to feed the beast here.
I don't want to talk about it no more because then nobody's going to bet the fight.
You're right. But no, I agree. But hey, let's keep rolling along here. I don't think this is going to be our most confident spot on the card. It should be a banger, though. Yeah, we're picking Neal, right, Guru? You're picking Neal.
Yeah, no, come on.
Yeah.
I don't think Medic can do it here.
All right, beautiful. All right, so on that note, we've got Dan 100K Ige. He's up. Let me upgrade you with this new Paramount deal. But Dan, you got to deliver, buddy. You can't just change your nickname if you don't go out here and deliver some, performance of the night or fight of the night bonuses. So we're expecting you to pay up this weekend. Dan 100K Ige plus 180 versus the Dalmatian. Talk about another new nickname. No longer Milk Coffee. We are now officially the Dalmatian. Mokize El Costa minus 218. Yeah, I mean, this fight, it's got what do you got, Melky? Because this right here, this is as big of a gatekeeper spot as you could ever see in this division. Like Dan Ige, if you are a top 5 fighter or even top 10 fighter,
top 5,
top 10,
top
if you're a
10.
top 10, if you're a top 10 fighter, you're probably beating Dan Ige on your way up to a contender, eliminator type of fight. Like this is the doorway, right? And Dan Ige, if you are not on his level, he will end your life, like in the octagon. He's got hands. He's got enough wrestling and grappling where if you're not a true contender or a top 10 fighter, he's probably going to give you issues. Like Sean Woodson, I know it's a controversial stoppage, but he was going to lose on the scorecards in that fight anyways to Dan Ige.
Yeah, no, I just have to challenge you on the one point. Dan Ige is not a top 10 gatekeeper, buddy. He's a top 15 gatekeeper.
Who's he lost to that you would say isn't top 10 quality?
Wait, are you saying he's a top 10 fighter or a top 10 gatekeeper?
Gatekeeper. Like if you beat him, you're a top 10.
That's what I'm. No, if you beat him, you're top 15. I disagree.
So we're talking Patricio Pitbull. Like they clearly think, that was a guy.
Right, exactly. Okay, so let's actually
Diego.
wait. No, stop. Let's stop right there with Patricio Pitbull. I agree that Patricio Pitbull is a top 15 featherweight. You're not going to sit here and tell me for certain that he's a top 10.
Well, because every single other one aside from Julio Arce was a top 10 fighter in the UFC. So you're going to cling to that first one. I get it. But every single other fighter has been in the top 10. Anyways, we can move on to the breakdown of the fight. I
actually respect that.
Yeah, well, because I'm right. And I'm going to challenge you when I know I'm right. So
well, he's ranked 14th. And, I don't think.
Yes, because he's had a few losses. If you beat Dan Ige,
they have Brian Ortega ranked quality talent.
If you beat Dan Ige, you are a top 10 quality talent in the UFC. That's my point.
Can we split the baby? Can we go 12?
Nope. Top 10. Top 10 talent. So, Melkothi, Mr. Dalmatian, are you a top 10 talent in the UFC? Mad Lab, what do you think?
So, I agree with both of you guys. I agree. I tend to agree with TB a little bit more, just for the mere fact that, when you really look at his resume, I mean, the guys he did lose to, Lopez fought for a belt. Murphy's on his way, to possibly fight. Like, he fought all top guys. You know what I mean? So those losses don't add up to me sometimes as like, I go by resume more. So I do agree. But like I said, Dan Ige's, listen, the one thing I love about Dan Ige, number one, is you're never throwing your money away if you take a dog shot on him. Never. You're never throwing your money away.
Yeah, he fights.
He's going to fight for your money. The problem with this fight for him, in my opinion, is that he's so fundamentally sound. Like, he's fundamental everywhere. He's fundamental with his striking. He's fundamental with his grappling, with his wrestling. He doesn't take a shitload of chances. So optically, unless you give him a barn burner of a fight where he could just kind of sit in the pocket and throw those fundamental 1-2s and stuff like that, it's not optically appealing to the judges, where someone like Costa is so dynamic and so like mysterious with his movements. Like, so I could see an issue for him there. I could see Ige staying in the fight, obviously, because he's so fundamentally sound, but the bigger ooh and ah moments are going to lean towards Costa. I don't think he's going to finish Ige. I think you could be looking at like a 29-28 decision, even a possible, decision where some people may say, I think Ige might have edged it, but I think Costa's going to, at the end of the day, he'll get to 29-28 here, just from very slight optics in each round.
Yeah, and I think you make a good point, is that what Costa can offer here that Ige doesn't really is the kicking game. And the variety of that, they just land harder. They create bigger optics. And the other aspect is that I wouldn't pet it past Costa to be able to implement wrestling. If he doesn't like the way that boxing exchanges are going, because that's where Dan Ige has his biggest advantage in the fight. If he gets in the pocket and he's throwing hands, that's where he's going to have the advantage, one, in striking power, and two, in technical pocket boxing. But on the other aspect, if he gets stuck at kicking range, he is not a kicker. He's not proficient at closing like we saw this against Calvin Kattar. Like, he can't close the distance on a guy that knows how to manage it. So this is where, like, we're going to learn a lot about the ring craftsmanship as well of Melky Costa and the strategies he's using against Charrier, only engaging from distance with kicks at a range where he's safe, building combos off it. Like, that game plan and mixing in a couple takedowns when you're in trouble, like, the reversals he's getting in the C-Rod fight, the damage he's landing against a guy like C-Rod. Like, Dan Ige, he could end up looking the similar way. I'm not sure he's getting knocked out or anything. So Costa by decision is minus 145. It's terrible.
Did you just say you're not sure if Ige is getting knocked out? Was that your word?
Well, I said that Costa did a great job landing big shots, but I don't think he's going to knock out Dan Ige. But his decision is minus 145.
I will say this though about the knockout. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. But you get knocked out by the strikes you don't see. When it's in your face and you're kind of fighting in the pocket and things are coming, no matter how hard they are, usually they're not the ones that knock. The ones that knock you out are the ones that you don't see. And Costa does a good job sometimes with these little sneaky entries that you don't see these shots coming. But I don't think, I don't think he's going to knock him out.
I was about to say, I can pretty much promise you that he will not knock out Dan Ige. I mean, the knocking out Morgan Charrier is actually unbelievably impressive, right? Similar to Dan Ige with a 30-fight veteran had never been knocked out before. So in that respect, yeah. And to your point, Mad Labs, yeah, without a doubt. I don't see it. Danny Ige's head is a different size than Morgan Charrier. He's got a fucking Marvin Vettori blockhead. And he's got no neck. Look at that. Like your head isn't even going to snap back when you're built like that. It's crazy. So I don't think he knocks out Danny Ige here. Honestly, like I feel like this fight goes to the decision at a high clip. TB, we can get minus 122 on Melky decision. I still just don't know that we need it. Is there anything here? Amber, thank you so much.
Shout out to Amber coming back, hanging out with the boys and supporting the boys too. You're the GOAT. Thank you so much.
I don't like Mad Labs. Is there anything to sink our teeth into here? Is it just parlaying the fucking over? Like, what are we doing?
I mean, I would just say like I said, I don't think it's a fight that you need, but I know there are people out there that like to have a skin in the game as the fight goes on, as the fights go on. You know what I mean? They keep rolling their bankroll. So if you're gonna play something on this, you're either gonna, I gotta be honest with you. I don't think that even at minus 218 on the money line, I don't think that's value to tie into a parlay. I do think this is a dangerous fight for Costa. I do. You know what I mean? So,
I got one. You ready? Shout out Narco Cop. I got the Lambo play of this fight. You ready? It's Dan Ige, round 2, round 3 KO grouping at plus 800.
I don't know. I mean, that's it. Are the Lambo plays? Is that like a haymaker?
That's the Hail Mary, grandma's couch cushion, little baby sprinkle.
Okay, so that's like his Hail Mary.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay, I mean, yeah, listen, if he does it, if he's gonna finish his finisher, the equity would be maybe Costa starts to gas out, maybe he starts getting him on the back foot and he starts landing shots. If he
KOs him, it's like the Woodson KO, which by the way was a terrible fucking stoppage, and it's attritional, right? Even the Damon Jackson fight late in round 2, he hits him bad, but it's attritional. So
yeah, I mean,
how he does
plus 800 is a good number. I mean, you could throw a sprinkle on that. Yeah, I mean, if he's gonna finish him, imagine he subs him.
That'd be hilarious,
dude. That would be fucking funny. That would be funny. Guy with 5 career subs and 1 in the UFC.
Yeah, but I think you're right. I don't think Ige is winning a decision in this matchup. And I would pick Costa, but that is an interesting prop if you're trying to take, what his best win condition is, especially for the price.
Danny Ige is 11-9 in the UFC. He's lost, like I said, 9 times. Boys, it's 9 decision losses.
Yeah.
It's not happening here.
Yeah, no.
Maybe he's getting that fight of the night bonus, 100K Ige. He'll earn it.
Listen, I just, again, his last one is the Woodson stoppage, which was terrible.
Yeah.
It was terrible stoppage. Other than that, we're talking Andre Feely, who is known for the choke job like Michael Johnson, like bad. Like he chokes bad. Other than that, man, there's not much there. It's Gavin Tucker, it's Damon Jackson, and it's Danny Henry. It's not really there.
That's fair. All right. Well, we're moving on. We've got the polar bear, Sergey Spivak, Count Dracula, versus Walking Trouble, Ante Delija.
Wildest
142.
Wildest fight of the week.
Yeah.
Wildest fight of the week. The line
why
movement.
Is that?
Crazy.
Tell me why.
The line movement. Line movement is absolutely bananas on this fight. It really is. And again, it kind of reminds me of 2 different fights. One, it reminds me of last week with Mario Bautista and Ricky and
Vinicius Oliveira.
Yeah, I blocked it out because he's so shit.
Yeah.
Fight. Oh, I had a broken arm. So what the fuck are you doing?
All right. Anyways, make your point.
Anyway, and then the other one it reminds me of is literally Spivak's fight 2 fights ago against Tybura. It's like nobody can see the way that Spivak can win, but I kind of needed my piece on it, and all of a sudden he pulled it out. And it also reminds me of the fight last week in that this dog money is just coming in, and it's not I don't necessarily see the path, and then he shows that he actually doesn't have one. So I'm not sure that Sergey Spivak can get the takedowns here. I'm not sure that he can start wrestling at volume, landing heavy strikes, get a sub. Like I don't even know what it is. But man, is there something about Ante Delija and this money line that is just super spooky. Super spooky.
Oh, I'll tell you why. I have a theory as to why there's been line movement, and it kind of goes into how I would handicap the fight here. Delija is gonna, when he wins, it's going to be by a knockout, and it's going to be relatively early.
Like we took it. We're about to cash, brother. We had Delija. We had Delija round 1 knockout. Like we had it.
So then why would you play Delija's money line in that case? I could see a Spivak wrestling decision. I could see a Spivak, I got on top and he couldn't get up and I subbed him or ground and pounded. I only really see one path of how Delija is winning this fight. And I've seen the movie plenty of times. Sergey Spivak gets hit the wrong way. He covers up. He starts looking bad against the fence and it's all over. And that's how Delija loves. Like that's the Marcin Tybura fight that just happened for him. I think Spivak could have success holding him up against the cage, but actually tripping and taking down Delija is very difficult.
But you know what, man? As I'm looking through it, I don't see it. Yes, Delija could get the round 1 knockout, but seriously, that's the only place you play him. It's the round 1 KO or he's fucked. And to Dravi's point, going the distance is very live because Spivak is live. I got Spivak at plus 163, boys. This line has gotten cooked. And when you look at who he's been knocked out by, let's look. Yes, TB, you're right. He's shelled up. Let's look at it. Jaltin Almeida, unbelievable athleticism difference, and he actually decided to wrestle in that fight. Cyril Gahn, unbelievable athleticism difference. Tom Aspinall, your champion, athleticism difference. Walt fucking Harris, nuclear piss missiles. That's it.
Delija hits like that.
Exactly, which is why round 1 KO, like I said in the beginning, totally a fair sprinkle. Totally live.
What is that? What are the odds on that?
A round 1 KO?
Yeah.
Let's look it up.
Knockout in general is plus 110. Like we're already in playable territory.
Because I got a way you can angle this, but go ahead.
Okay.
Round 1 KO for Delija is plus 240.
Okay.
Boys, we got a better, I'm almost certain we got a better line on that versus Waldo Cortez Acosta. And he didn't, he got it and he didn't even fucking get it. So why am I paying a worse price for it here?
All right. So this is where I'm looking at this. I early in the week, I didn't stab it obviously at that moment in time. And now obviously, like you said, it's cooked, but I did take Spivak in this fight. And it's really because of the question marks. Like I go by question marks. Like you got to show me first. And we know what Spivak is. We know he gets, like you said, TB, buckles against the cage. Once he gets hit, he's tender. He goes down. He folds up. So if you want to angle that plus 210, you said on first round.
Yeah, Guru, I'd see plus 225 round 1 knockout on DraftKings.
Okay, so you can go plus 225, whatever it is.
Plus 240.
But now, if Spivak gets out of this first round and you think he's live, you can have 2 bets placed. You can have Spivak and over 1.5 plus 275 and the 240, and you can still make a little bit. It's almost like arbing it a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like I get it, but this goes back to what Guru said in the main event fight where. If Spivak comes in and threatens takedown, you don't have to get the takedown. You don't have to be. But if you come in and you threaten, this is what you're going to do. You're going to be on your back foot a little bit. You're going to be on my back foot a little bit. You're not going to pull the trigger, completely. So I'm looking at this as yes, he's either going to get melted in the first round, or he's going to come out in round 2, survive a round 1 onslaught, and maybe have some success, with some grappling. I need to see Delija put on his back, because at the end of the day, if a heavyweight gets put on his back, I don't care how good you are with positional grappling, I don't care how good you are with your wrestling, you get a guy that size on top of you that knows how to distribute his weight, because let's face it, Spivak does know how to distribute his weight when he's down there.
Yeah,
you're not just getting a striker that's going to crack his hips and all of a sudden shrimp away and not give up his back, and it's not that easy. It's not that easy. So I think at this plus 120, no, I would not go near it. But now that it got steamed, I'm looking at that plus 275, Spivak to win and over 1.5. And if you wanted to group it with that first round knockout, you could still come out on top winning money. If they both lose, you'll lose a double header. Maybe he comes out and knocks him out in the second round. But if you really believe in that first round, you could take that at 240. Then you could flip the script and have Spivak and over 1.5 at plus 275.
Yeah, and him by decision is also plus 550 because
Thank
if
you.
Spivak's winning, I think it's decision.
I was just about to ask what it was. Because has there been anything more disappointing than the UFC heavyweight division?
No, so it's the same thing with boxing, though. I mean, for years it's been like this.
No, I mean, but no, come on. I mean, yeah, I guess for the last maybe 5 years or so it has been.
Well, with boxing?
No, nobody gives a fuck about boxing. I know.
I was going to say, Jesus Christ, boxing's been fucking heavyweight division's been terrible for over a decade.
Yeah, no, boxing has been terrible for 20 fucking years. That's
Come on now, don't talk about my sport like that.
That's not. Listen, we should talk boxing one day. I love this. I love it when there's good fights. I love it when there's good fights. What is there, like 10 good fights a year? Like
actually, a good fight this weekend.
Who?
Barrios is fighting Ryan Garcia. It's a good fight.
Ryan Garcia got a fighting sanctioned. How did that happen?
Yeah, he's fighting Mario Barrios for the title.
Wasn't he suspended for like drugs or cheating or something?
Yeah, but you know the way that goes.
Yeah, they're fine. They got to make.
I like Ryan Garcia. How big of an underdog is he?
He's actually a favorite. He's actually a favorite in this fight. I think he should win, but
is he that much bigger than Barrios? I don't really know Barrios. Well.
Barrios is a big kid, man. Barrios is a big kid, but he gets in his own head sometimes. You know what I mean?
Well, sounds like King Garcia too.
All right, we've got a short notice replacement fight. We've got Kobe Smith minus 310 versus the Muscle Hamster.
Wait, TB, who are you on in the last fight?
Oh, I'm taking Delija round 1 knockout.
Okay, so 2. All right, so you're on.
I'm on Spivak.
Okay, so Spivak. Okay.
Yeah.
I actually really like
keeping notes. That's why I got to keep my notes.
I like that.
I like my Spivak play even more because all I need to do is sprinkle on him by round 1 KO and I'm chilling.
Yep.
Nice. Checked out that Zuffa box. Let's go. I saw you there. Very nice. All right, so Muscle Hamster coming in short notice. The second time the UFC has made the call. This time they did not find any issues with his brain. Pre-signing. No, this is why he was out for 1.5 years. Didn't actually make his debut versus Jack Dell. And they're like, hey, buddy, we got a great idea. Let's just bring you back versus Jacoby Smith and all of his ab and oblique muscles. It's just like the dude looks absolutely disgusting coming into fight week.
Why do they hate Josiah so much? They're like, we're going to give you Jack Della. We're going to give you Jack Della. We're going to give you brain cancer. And then we're going to give you Jacoby Smith.
That's crazy. Yeah, so I would say one of the interesting parts here is this Josiah Harrell's is his real weight class because he's 3 inches shorter and he's giving up 4 inches of reach. We're talking major issue here.
I mean, he is a welterweight, but he should cut to lightweight.
Nice. Yeah, so I guess that's my concern is like Harrell on paper. I'm very interested in the idea of him making this a competitive fight, having a wrestling background himself. And then you just put like reality onto paper. Like this was his ticket to the UFC. You know, Jacoby Smith, while he's not the most prolific finisher per se, like from what I've seen on tape, he does have a record that, you know, speaks to a high level talent. Where I think I'm going to try to go against the grain here is I'm very curious. I don't have any of the lines on DraftKings yet, so I didn't put anything here. But if there's an over or a Jacoby like round 3 decision, I would be interested in the idea where, I mean, listen, this guy was into round 2 with Nico Price, man.
Gas to the gills.
Yeah. So like, and you know, like it could get ugly. But the thing is, Harrell, he's coming in short notice. Like, why wouldn't he in a wrestling heavy matchup? Why wouldn't he potentially gas to the gills? And then we're looking at a sketchy decision, like a Basharat style from last week, right? Like maybe Harrell comes in and overperforms. Maybe Jacoby underperforms. But give me an over. I think that's what I'm most interested in. 2 undefeated prospects at the UFC level. You got to build a ladder to decision for me. I just don't have any prices yet.
Yeah, I just looked. There's nothing.
Nothing.
I don't know, man. This fight scares the fuck out of me, dude. I don't trust Jacoby Smith for as far as I can throw him, man. And He's just, this is a kid who right now is living on talent. He's living on talent. He's living on athleticism. He's living on explosion. He's got no blueprint to his game. They're kind of just throwing him out there saying, he's got wrestling chops. We know that. He's got big power. We know that. But fundamentally, like he's, if you really watch him, he's running on athletic ability. That's what he's running on.
Yeah.
And that's only going to take you so far. Eventually, you're going to run into a guy who maybe is not as athletic, but is super tied together, has these, little tricks in his bag. He knows how to nullify things. And the size of him, his genetic trait. You know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of Joaquin Buckley when Buckley first came into the UFC and he was just winning on athletic ability and explosion.
In the wrong division.
Right. And then all of a sudden he translated, though. He actually translated. He started boxing better. He started doing. This is the point where we're going to see, is Jacoby Smith really going to translate into break out of that shell of being a freak athlete with explosion and power and actually tie something to his game, or he's not, man. So listen, that minus 310, if you really look at this fight, it should be more. And because it's sitting there, and I don't know, man, I don't like this. I'm picking him to win, but this fight scares I'm keeping him out of parlays, everything. I ain't going near this fucking fight.
I think it's scary because he can win any which way, and that if it does go this decision, we have we got no idea what these guys' cardios look like. So to your point, I don't really want any action on this fight, boys. This is purely a wait and see fight. We got to watch, study, take notes, right, and so we can bet this for a later fight. Like this is totally a learning opportunity here.
Yep.
Yeah, I get it, and we're going to have to exercise some discipline here. So let's keep it rolling. What you guys should be doing is do not exercise any discipline when it comes to the like or subscribe button. Literally just go crazy. The donate button in this economy, like, once again, maybe you want to exercise a little caution there, but be like our boy John Newquist. Be like our girl Camber. Like, why aren't you helping out the boys and supporting their hopes and dreams as we count down to 1,000 subscribers? But no, seriously, thanks everyone for joining tonight, especially our guest Mad Lab. So let's keep this bad boy moving. We've got Zach Savage Reese at plus 130 versus Michel, my fitness consigliere, Demolidor Pereira, minus 155. I mean, this is exactly what we talked about in the Jeff Neal fight. Just run it back. Run it back. You've got the way better fighter, and the guru yelled at me earlier in the week because I just asked questions, right? We're trying to see, is there anyone interesting? Dog prices, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I don't know, maybe Zach Reese. Like, what if Michelle is just cooked, right? And he's like, dude, like, he would have to be cooked to lose to Zach Reese. I'm like, damn, you're right, dude. Like, and you were like, he flew to what? China, right? Or Singapore?
Yeah.
Like,
China.
Talk to me, Guru.
China.
Tell the people what you told me, because I'm just telling
you. Listen, again, he faces, let's just go all the way back, right? Because he beats Ihor Peteria. He beats
8-fight win streak.
All the way back.
8-fight win streak.
I'm going all the way back. It's an 8-fight win streak with 3 wins in a row under a minute with 3 bonuses. Crazy.
And then
unprecedented. And then great reference. And then we need the continuum transfunctioner. And then he fights Anthony Fluffy Hernandez in his first ever main event spot. That's a fucking dud. That's a dud. He's got no chance. Damn. And he still survives with Anthony Fluffy Hernandez, goes 5 rounds. Then he's got Abus Magomedov. Just a tough matchup, right? Long, rangy guy, good striker. Similar cardio, honestly. Loses a decision, gets outworked. Looked like he didn't want to be there. Going through some divorce stuff.
Funny how that played out, too.
Then
he was like with a side piece at an event.
Yeah, dude, whatever was going on. There's crazy shit. He won 3 fucking bonuses in a row, guys. You've got 10, 15 fight UFC veterans that have 1 bonus, maybe. He got 3 in a row. I promise you he was smelling his own farts. I promise. Then he fights Kyle Dawkins. It's not his fault the line is cooked to shit at minus 250. It didn't make any sense. Kyle Dawkins always had the grappling upside. And what he does also have, Kyle Dawkins, was that dog hungry Philly mentality where he's been begging and begging for a fight in the UFC. So he finally gets it, and flying to China is an equal disadvantage. So, yeah, he knocks him out.
I'll tout this. I was all over Dawkins in that fight. That was one of my biggest bets of the week that week.
That's crazy. You're a savage for that. We need to talk more often then. But but it makes sense there. Here in this fight being minus 150 to Zach Reese, who is beaten. I'm sorry. What were those names? Jackson McVee, Dusko, no ACL, Todorovic, Jose, the garbage man, Medina,
Damn.
and Julian fumble the bag with Miley Cyrus Marquez.
Damn.
Guys,
TV.
no. He's the most fraudulent 4-2 in the UFC I've ever seen in my life. Another guy, to Mad Lab's point, to me, that's surviving on athleticism. He's not more. He might be a little longer and possibly faster than Michel Pereira, but skill for skill, not even close to a better fighter, and not nearly as durable. I don't care about the last fight. I don't know. I think Michel here has the upside of really looking like minus 400, whereas I don't know. Zach Reese just needs to look like Kyle Dawkins. He just needs to spam him quick, right? Does he have any chance if this fight goes over? Dusko and Medina he beats by decision. Like, I actually think that there's a decent chance this goes over. Like, I almost, as I'm talking out loud, over 1.5 plus 100. You've tickled my pickle. You got me interested.
I look at this, like we talk about styles make fights, right? So when you look at Pereira, remember when he lost to who's that kid? He was the biggest favorite on the card, Tristan Connolly. Remember when
that was amazing? He does backflips, he gasses out.
Right,
another decision, by the way.
Right, and then then he came back. He lost to Diego Sanchez. And everyone's like,
but he won. It's
right, but he won. But at the it shouldn't even have been that close. You know what I mean?
It wasn't close. He was beating the piss out of him.
Right. Well, yeah. It
was a complete drudging where he kneed him in the head for no reason. And Diego took the win.
But that was my point with that. My point is, like, he had so much chaos in his game. And then as a coach, it's a nightmare. It's a blessing and a curse because you got a guy who's a physical freak with all this, crazy equipment on him. And then you have the chance we got to tame him. So there was a couple fights where he seemed a little too tamed, where he seemed like almost like Diego Lopez was in his last fight. Like, you took the chaos completely out of his game, and he looked worse in the rematch against Volkanovski. With this fight, you could pull the chaos out of him a little bit, but you're getting a guy in Zach Reese who just by nature, because he's really not that good, chaos is in his nature. So you're going to bring chaos to Michel Pereira, and this is what he works well in. He works well in these tornadoes. So that's why I would tell you to be very, very, very careful with that over 1.5, because I could see Reese getting fucking very sloppy early and fucking Pereira catching with something big. So I do think this line's a little fishy to me because, like I said, I think he should be well over minus 155. The line really hasn't moved all that much. But I think this is his fight to win. I mean, he's been sparring, being some real heavy sparring over at Extreme Couture.
Sean Strickland.
Yeah, he's been really putting in some good work. And like I said, Zach Reese he's going to open up a lot of windows for Pereira to land something big. And it's going to be up to him to do it. But I do like him in this spot. I think he gets it done probably inside the distance.
You know what I mean? I appreciate that little adjustment from you, Mad Labs, because you're exactly right. I mean, Zach Reese has 2 career losses. They're both round 1 knockouts.
Yeah.
And they're against, worse fighters than Michel Pereira. I mean, actually, him versus Bakoya might be an interesting matchup just because of Bakoya's wrestling. But Brundage, are you kidding me? He's the first one to lose to Cody Brundage and it actually be like a legit loss. Like, he got slammed. So, I actually just really want to sit on Michel Pereira here. Like, that's the play.
Yeah, I think that's the bet.
Sounds good to me. Maybe him and Neil special. Can I talk?
And you know what I would want to talk? Yes, but I would also like to talk to. I mean, I'll do that, TB. But I'd also like to talk to Grandma about a Michel Pereira round 1 knockout now.
All right.
Because
It's on the table.
I'll go take some gumballs from her machine while you're digging through the couch, and we're gonna come up with some change to make a good bet there,
actually,
I think.
I do want to say on
Oh my
record.
God.
No, sorry, we're gonna move on. You can even move on now. I just want to say on record, I would change that sprinkle to grandma from a round 1 KO to just round 1. He's just as likely to get a submission.
All right, nice. So, chitty chitty bang bang. Ooh, I love you. Ooh, everywhere we go. Chitty and Jokuwani will be following you versus the Lion, Carlos Leal, -130, and it's +110 on the chitty chitty bang bang side. I have curiosities. Both these guys have disappointment written all over them recently. Carlos Leal, I'm just curious if he can fight to a smart game plan consistently, because I think he's got more of the gusto, a little bit more of like a tough, I can fight through it type of spirit. But sometimes he just doesn't have the right game plan or skills to actually put it together. And Chitty, he has all the skills and talent to put it together, but he just kind of gives it up or doesn't have things go his way sometimes.
He's got no heart.
Exactly. So it's like both these, you've got the Cowardly Lion, you've got the Tin Man on the other side. But realistically, at plus money, the way bigger guy with the better striking background, and we're talking like 6 inches reach, 4 inches height, Leal is going to need to wrestle or crash into the pocket and land absolute bombs without getting kneed in the face or elbowed in the face. That's his path. Like, it's going to need to be wrestle, rinse, repeat, or damaging strike that makes Chitty quit. Jake Matthews, slick, quick trip, get the back, completely dry, short choke. You got no chance at that point. Leal, I don't think he's as clean from a grappling and, effective wrestling perspective. But yeah, ultimately, it's can you get him there to quit? But I took a little shot on the Chitty side. I'm not.
I mean, does Leal really wrestle?
That's the thing is, like, I don't see it consistently, and I don't trust him to fight to a good game plan.
Like, even on the regional scene, like, does that guy wrestle?
If he was going to have a successful wrestling game plan, it would have been against Sadabu C in one of those 2 matchups, and 0 out of the 2 times does he actually implement it to any effectiveness. So that's what I think happens here.
No.
Because maybe he pushes him up against the fence, but then Chitty's going to be the one landing the more damaging clinch strikes.
I think the death of Leal in this fight is good. I mean, if it ends the way I want it to end, which is Chitty, but I think the death of him is 2 things. One thing is the range of Chitty using his kicks, number one, keeping him at bay, and Carlos Leal's going to have to storm the pocket a little bit, like you said, TB. And then if you notice, when Carlos Leal gets in close, he likes to clinch, and he likes to elbow in the clinch. That's not going to work with Chitty. Chitty's nasty in the clinch. Chitty's got nasty knees in the clinch. He's taller. I think that if he goes in with that game plan, you could see a situation where they get into a clinching situation. He puts him on Queer Street on a shot in the clinch and then finishes shortly after that. But the gas tank of Chitty is questionable too. If they do get into wrestling exchanges and he does come in with that path, that's something you have to be concerned with. But I don't think Chitty should be the dog here. I like Chitty in this spot.
I agree. I'm surprised the line hasn't really moved much. But yeah, we got plus 115 on Chitty. And
all right, hold on, because you did this whole diatribe about how much the Spivak line moved before, and you're not going to address that Chitty opened up at like +2 something. What do you mean the line hasn't moved that much?
When did it open that? Like, did it open that and then immediately drop? It sat at plus 110 all fucking week.
No. It was even wider than that 2 weeks ago. Like, it wasn't in the plus 200 range at that point, but like there was significant line movement on this fight as well. So I'm shocked that you didn't talk about it in the same way.
I guess I just didn't know that.
I do not think this fight goes the distance. Good question, Daniel.
I mean, if I'm understanding it correctly, TB, I mean, it was plus 200 for a day, then sat at plus 160 for 2 days. And
right, but that's the same exact line movement you were drooling on about Spivak fight being at plus 160 and now at plus 120. So isn't it not the same exact thing?
No, because one is 3 weeks ago and one was 4 days ago.
I mean,
I literally just bet Spivak. I bet Spivak 3 days ago, and you could not at 3 days ago. Chitty and Jokuwani was plus 110.
You had a
That is
late
why.
book. You had a late book on that one. No other book.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's what it was. That same late book had Chitty and Jokawani at plus 110. I'm just telling you that the timeline is different. That's all. Anyway, I like Chitty and Jokawani here to land more damaging strikes. I really just feel like Leal is round 1 KO or bust, which, you know, might as well, if you really want to talk to grandma, I think that's interesting if you like Leal. Otherwise, I kind of like all these fights seem to be favored to go under, and somebody's going to have to disappoint. Why not this stupid fight?
Yeah. You know what I think was interesting about this too? When you play shit back in your head after you're watching film and you're going back and forth. You know, I could see Chitty just like fucking taking a where you're sitting on your couch, you're like, dude, I'm cashing this fucking shit. And then all of a sudden, the third round, he's just gassed and killed. You know what I mean? You know, like it's like one of the, and that, like I said, I'm on the Chitty side. It's just, you think about that sometimes. You're like, all right, well, you know, he looks good. He's up 2 rounds. Then all of a sudden, the third round, he's backpedaling. His fucking mouth is open. Leal's coming fucking forward, throwing big shots. You know what I mean?
He's going to get tired, though, and all he's going to have to do is backpedal on this big cage. I honestly, again, like I think Chitty's live to win a decision. He beat Reese McKee and Jared Gooden by decision, and he only beats Zaleski because he's old.
Yeah, I think Chitty's the side. I don't think there's crazy value on either side right now, but I think Chitty's the side.
What is Chitty by decision? I bet it's something crazy. Chitty by decision, guys, is plus 1,000.
That's Well, what is he by? What is he by round 3 and decision?
I mean, plus 1,000. I have to take it. Oh my god, I have to take a shot.
Let me see. 3 or decision.
I'm
on the fucking Michelle Pieta fight. What the fuck am I doing over here?
I love that. That was so great. Chitty and Jokawani, 3 decisions plus 600.
I mean, that's not bad either. You're covering your tracks a little bit.
Yeah, but I'm feeling greedy.
You're getting horny for that 1,000.
Plus 1,000?
Yeah,
you
big
kidding
time.
me?
That's not bad. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I could see it.
Oh my god, I could totally see it.
$5 never hurt.
Leal's tough. Wait, let's time out. Let's actually look at this. Leal gets knocked out by Salikov. Counter right hook. He doesn't see coming. Fully runs into it. Okay. He's only been finished one other time by submission in his entire career.
Wow. I don't hate it. Wow.
He's not getting finished, guys. It's not happening.
What about the fight just to go to decision?
It's going to be huge plus money. The over 1.5 is plus money. It's a ladder to decision with a sprinkle on Chitty by decision, plus 430 for the fight just to go.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm telling you, I'm calling disappointment. I'm calling disappointment in this fight here and now. If the only way it's not disappointing is if Carl Leal knocks his block off in round 1.
Well, apparently, Guru thinks it's going to the decision.
Yeah, I was gonna say I did not, but the Guru has found a way to build the ladder. So we're gonna see where we end up there.
Guru's a good salesman because he's gotten me fucking with my fingers sweating, getting ready to pull the trigger on it.
Yeah. Guys, and it's if I've learned anything over these 6 years and 200 podcasts, it's like sometimes it's the hardest bets, the most disgusting ones that make you fucking sick are the ones that actually hit. And that when these lines don't make sense, implied probability wise, you've got to take a look.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, you may have tickled some pickles. We're going to consider things. But now I bring you the Jamaican sensation, Ode to Joy. Shout out to Andrew Gombis. That was a great one. He sent us in the private chat. Ode Osborne. Yes, stay tuned. But Ode to Joy, Ode Osborne, the Jamaican sensation at plus 110 versus You Ain't Got No Alibi, Idris. Minus 130. Yeah, we're doing our best out here. Listen, this fight, it comes down to did Idris get the scouting report from his boy Asu Almabayev? Like, brother, go for the takedown. It's wide open. If not, you're in trouble, sir. Because Ode Osborne, very solid striker. He's electric from an athleticism perspective. Like, he brings these shots where, like, even Steve Urseg doesn't see it coming, and he's getting flatlined early and having to wrestle his way to a decision down the stretch. Multiple concerns I have in this fight. We got Ode making the full cut again. So I think, one, his durability, and two, his cardio could once again be an issue here. Whereas in the Urseg fight, the guru smartly said Ode wouldn't get finished because it was up weight on a catch weight. So if Idris is going to win this fight, it's going to be flatlining Ode or subbing him. Like, I don't think that he's necessarily built to win a decision. And Ode, I think he also needs to finish this fight on the feet or land a crazy submission.
I actually don't agree with that. I mean, he absolutely could win a decision, Idris. It's just like, is he skilled enough and have enough veteranship to do it? Like, if I'm looking over my notes here, I see that he goes for the body lock trips when the initial takedown fails. So, like, he's obviously willing to wrestle on some level. Yeah. Except when I look at my negatives, I see happy to strike instead of shooting a takedown. Like, he will be too willing to stand in there and bang instead of doing what he needs to. And he's a high pressure fighter fighting a guy that has a 1-inch height and 4-inch reach advantage and much more veteranship, knowing that he's fighting for his fucking job. I mean, he has to know he's fighting for his job. He could win this fight and still be cut from the UFC. But I think that he's certainly live here, Ode Osborne. So I got him at like plus 140 maybe earlier in the week. What did I get? Plus 135. I got plus 135 earlier in the week. And I kind of like my chances. I just don't really love Idris's overall game. I don't know how good he really is. He hasn't really earned his way to the UFC. He's right. I mean, I guess he win? He didn't win. No, he didn't win sorry. He did not win tough. He got to the finals and lost to
Boppo.
Bop. I mean, but
Joseph Morales, a Boppo.
But is Boppo even good?
I've heard varying opinions. I think he's good, but I think beating Alibi and then what was it, Smoker or who did he beat in the next fight there?
To that whole point, like, I think Boppo probably beats Ode Osborne, but I don't know that Idris does.
Well, yeah, because we know that Boppo is going to try to wrestle him.
Correct.
So,
yeah, I think what's baked into this a little bit too is I think Ode Osborne's the better fighter. I think he's the sharper fighter. I think he's more athletic. He's got speed. He's intelligent. The problem with Ode Osborne, right there. No, I agree. I'm saying if I'm saying speaking wise, when you speak to him, like, he's an intelligent.
Okay, yeah, he's a nice guy. He's
the problem with Ode Osborne, he's his own worst enemy. This guy will come out and look like, I mean, he can have a 10-8 round on somebody and he'll do something fucking maniacally stupid to lose the fight.
Tyson fucking Nam.
Yeah, there's a couple fighters like that. Look at fucking Michael Johnson. I mean, how many times have you bet Michael Johnson and then sat back and be like, we got this, bro. Round one, destroy. Then all of a sudden he does something nuts and he gets
Thiago Moises.
Yeah,
he'll look round two.
Right. So that's my biggest concern with him. Like, you got to give me more meat on the bone for Ode Osborne, because I know if you take both of these guys at their best, I think Ode wins this fight. But Ode at his best for 15 minutes is a fucking dice roll, dude. It's a complete dice roll. So I'm picking him here, but I do have reservations that he's not going to shoot himself in the fucking head.
Yeah, I feel you. So, I mean, I'm going to have a play, but it's going to be a careful one. That's for sure.
He definitely could. He definitely could for us, but at plus money, he's the exact kind of fighter you don't want to play as a favorite, but you'd love to take as a dog.
Yeah.
I love it. All right. We're moving on. Shout out to Ode Osborne's old friend, Luis Gurule, the Grim, not Robert Goulet, I'm sorry, Luis Gurule, versus Cobra Kai, always strike first, Alden Correa, the Cobra, minus 345 after he made his UFC debut against Alessandro Costa as like a plus 300 underdog. I know I had a little taste on that. Did you too, Guru?
I don't remember. Did he win that fight?
He did. He knocked him out in round 3.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I
So
bet
not only was he winning on the scorecards,
I think
he
I did
also
bet
just
that.
smashed
Was
them.
that our one shining spot of that terrible card for us?
I think, and it was early in the card, and we were like, "Damn, like we nailed that one." I'm pretty sure I was like at some event or like thing, and we were like texting because he ended up
Yeah,
getting the knockout. He was
we
winning
definitely
early,
weren't
but
together.
yeah, no, and then yeah, so yeah, but then when you come into this fight, like Gurule, I think one of the biggest tragedies was watching his performance versus Nick Piccinini on Contender Series, and just not putting together that Nicky P is just his
Awful.
wrestling is not even as good as advertised, and he's got nothing else. So for Gurule, it's very easy to all of a sudden start putting a pace on, and round 3 is close as it's a split decision. So he comes in, he's fighting well against Ode, he gets clocked. Then he's getting outstruck by Jesus Aguilar. Like, I'm sorry, I just can't find any redeeming qualities at this point. And Corey this dude's got hands. He's out of the Van Camp, 4-ounce Fight Club. Pineda's his coach. He's gonna finish Gurule. Like, Gurule might have a little early success. Say like maybe he lands a couple decent strikes when they're pitter patter at distance. But the second they get going, I like Corey and I like him by knockout.
Wait, so TB, can we talk about it? So I did have Coria on that card. Of course, that means we both did.
Okay.
We made 5 units on money lines in that fight.
Okay.
But we lost 7 units in props because we had a big, beautiful parlay on the 2 worst fighters in that fucking card, being Gene Silva fighting Diego Lopez.
Oh yeah.
And the boy himself, Luis Gurule, versus the midget Jesus Aguilar.
Right, and they both lost.
What a terrible parlay.
Yeah. So
that turns a 3-unit winning night to a 2-unit losing night.
That's pretty sad. But
Very silly,
in this
but
fight,
that's why
like,
we get better.
You think Corey is going to get the knockout like I'm thinking here?
I mean, I think he could just do it whatever way he fucking wants. This guy's a beast.
Yeah, I like him, man. I like his boxing. I like everything about him. Like, I'm not usually too super high on prospects, but especially from a boxing perspective, this kid's striking is really like educated for his age. Very, very everything's down the center line. Doesn't waste movements. Like that's the one reason why I think it might go to decision, because he doesn't waste movement, dude. He literally he picks and chooses his spots really, really well. I don't think Gurule is really horrendous. Like, I don't think he's like a horrendous fighter. Like I say, he's like a 2-time state champ, Greco-Roman, which he doesn't use all that often. His striking isn't terrible. And I think that he can play the game. You need a dance partner, right? You need someone who's going to step in and allow you to land shots. So Gurule can honestly just play possum for a couple minutes each round and kind of avoid that. And if he does start getting rocked in his feet, he can kind of try to shoot and try to play it safe a little bit. But I think this could be like a 30-27 railroad run. But I'm leaning more towards Correa by like a really clean, beautiful decision.
That's fair. I mean, it is priced at plus 120. I was getting a little interested at the knockout plus 225, but Dirtle, with 5 knockouts and 4 submissions on his career record, maybe he's onto something with Correa's sub at plus 1100 from a price perspective.
That's why I had said I'd say he could do it either way. And even just because Gurule has never been subbed doesn't mean that he can't be.
So the fight doesn't go seems to be a plus money thing. So put Correa with that. I think I get it, Mad Lab. I know you're leaning towards the decision, and that is where the odds are favoring it. But I think I need a taste on it inside the distance here.
Yeah, listen, I don't blame you. This kid's striking is for this kid's for real, dude.
Strike first, ask questions later.
Yep.
All right, Cobra Kai. All right, we're moving on. We went from Cobra Kai to Corn on the Cob, Nora Cornole, plus 260 versus La Pantera, Jocelyn Edwards, minus 325. Where the French conglomerate did not necessarily, take well to Jocelyn Edwards dominating a wrestling exchanges. Now we're here in Houston where the judges will probably be playing favorably into the backside that Jocelyn Edwards can provide for the fans. So I think she's going to get way more favorable judging in Texas compared to France. And Jocelyn Edwards is also a way better fighter than the first time they fought. We've seen her on a finish streak in her own right, having a lot of success. And she could either wrestle, she could win the striking battle, I think, in this fight. Her hands have been looking pretty solid. She has kicks to all 3 levels. She's been developing her finishing potential from a grappling and a striking perspective. And looking at the under 2.5 at a plus 220, I think I need another little shot here on a fight doesn't go or a Jocelyn inside the distance. Like from a, it could be interesting. So, Guru, what are you thinking on this one?
I'm thinking Jocelyn Edwards is making the Camber parlay of the week.
Nice. Let's go.
Because Jocelyn Edwards, to me, and guys, Mad Labs, slap you. You slap me if I'm wrong. Jocelyn Edwards is the safest spot in the league. She is.
I agree.
Bigger,
I 100%
stronger,
agree.
Wow.
better fighter. Like she is the safest spot of the week. Like
I agree, and you'll never hear me say
than,
that about Jocelyn Edwards, dude.
Safer than Fluffy, safer than the Seahawks money line, safer. She is safe. She will win this fight for certain.
I'll tell you my one of my Hail Marys.
Wait, guys, nobody's mentioned this week? Does anybody know it? It's fucking hilarious. I forgot because I lost money on it. It's a fucking rematch.
Okay, you weren't listening to me break down the fight, goddammit. You weren't listening to me. Yeah, of course I mentioned it. You don't fucking pay attention.
It's a rematch.
So let
You can't
no. Shut up.
That. I mean, Jocelyn Edwards is a different fighter now, dude.
She won that fight either way.
I know.
Yes,
but I'm saying
I know you didn't listen to my breakdown.
No, I had tuned you out. It's the worst.
Yeah, well, because I said those exact things that you just said 5 minutes later that you
completely.
said nobody said. So fuck
nobody
you.
said it.
It's Mad Lab's turn. You are muted.
I just think I agree with Guru, man. I think this is a super safe spot. If you want to parlay it, got no problems with it. But I'll tell you what's an interesting one for me because I think she can do it. She's got a chip on her shoulder, man. She's got a real fucking chip on her shoulder. And I think that a spot to maybe throw a sprinkle on is Jocelyn Edwards round 2 at plus 900. Soften her up in round number 1, finish the job in round number 2. I think she can get on top of her. I think she could, she's got a nasty ground and pound. She's got an attitude. She does have a real chip on her shoulder. She's finished her last 3 fights. And I'm a big firm believer in momentum, dude. So I think this is a spot where she should get a finish. And I think it could come in round 2. So round 2 plus 900 is piquing my interest a little bit.
Nice. That's pretty damn good. I like that prop idea. I like Jocelyn inside the distance. Guru, you're unmuted now. What would you like to give for your final prop from Grandma's couch before we move on?
2-3 KO for Jocelyn?
I could be talked into it.
Let me pull it up for you, Poppy.
Because Mad Lab is doing round 2 by itself, but round 3.
No, he's gonna be interested when I tell him 2-3 KO is plus 1100 and 2-3 sub is plus 1300.
Yeah, but I think she can not. I think she can ground the pound. I think she can finish her on. I think she can finish her with strikes too. I really do.
You're getting both of them.
Wait, what did you say? What did you say?
Exactly. It's okay. plus, because a lot of people tune each other out. It's okay.
No, you said
it's Edwards KO 2-3 plus 1100, 2-3 sub plus 1300. So you can play both.
Yeah.
Just like you could play Jocelyn Edwards round 2 plus 1,000, round 3 plus 1,500. I can have TB the calculator tell me which aggregate actually makes us more money, and we could just play it like that.
Yeah. Now watch your fucking.
Because if he's softening her up, because to your point, dude, if she's softening her up in 2, she's hella softening her up in 3 if it's there.
Yeah, I don't think Corneli's going to have fucking anything for her. I think she's going to soften her up in 1.
Yeah.
And then she's going to come out and possibly finish in 2. And maybe you're right. Maybe she has a little bit of bounce back round. But I think any way you guys look at it, inside the distance props is probably the way to go with this one.
I like it. And honestly, Edwards' last couple finishes, weren't they round 1?
The last 3, she's got 3 in a row. She's got, I think, two KOs and 1 sub.
Yeah, but the 1 sub was in round 3, but the knockouts were in round 1. So we'll see.
But I'm thinking it positional TKO. Like I'm thinking damage. Like I don't. Yeah.
No, not a clean shot on the feet. I'm talking. She gets on top of her, mounts her, puts her in a bad spot.
Not Chelsea Chandler running for the cornfield, getting knocked out with hooks. That's
I hope
crazy.
I hope she mounts her because she's got. I got to be honest with you. I don't think she's attractive. I think Jocelyn Edwards got a nice ass.
Yeah. No, that's why I said the judges are going to favor it.
That's all she's got.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Literally.
Otherwise, it's a shark tail. All right. We've got Ramiz the Bull Brahimaj. Take that as you may. A -115 versus Punahele Puna Soriano. Ever since he made his full first name his first name and his nickname, dude's been on a roll. Like he's won 3 in a row since going back to Punahele Soriano Puna. You know what I mean? Like he's showing better IQ in the cage. He's using his wrestling, and his nickname actually makes sense.
I would imagine that it had much less to do with his nickname the last 3 fights and more to do with dropping from 185 to 170.
Oh, you mean actually taking care of your fitness and conditioning in between camps and not just fighting at 185 means you might have better cardio?
I also got to be honest, it might help fighting the likes of Miguel Baeza, Chinny Urosmedic, and quite fraudulent Nikolai Veretennikov.
Yeah, but like add Ramiz Brahimaj to the list because we're talking about 3 rounds of getting wrestled by Temba Garimbo. We're talking about Court McGee giving him a tour of the octagon, and Max Griffin ripping his ear to shreds as he gave him a tour of the octagon. So, you know, from multiple perspectives,
it all has to do. I'll just quickly say that to me, Puna has to wrestle. If he doesn't wrestle successfully, I think Brahimaj could very well be the more violent fighter, and he could also well be the better grappler. Not necessarily the better wrestler, obviously, but he could be the more dangerous grappler.
I think
I look at it the other way. I think
your head too much.
I think Soriano's power could be the X factor in this fight.
I hope it is.
He hits like a truck. And if you look at Brahimaj, I mean, come on, let's look at the last 3 fights. Vanderford, Goff, and probably the worst fucking fighter to ever walk through the doors of Mickey fucking Gall. I mean, come on. You know what I mean?
It's bad, and you know the thing about Puna Soriano is he's the better striker here. Ramiz Brahimaj, don't take the Mickey Gall fight out of your mind. He's not a striker. The dude, every single one of his wins, aside from the Mickey Gall fight, are by round 1 or round 2 sub. Like every single one of his wins otherwise. So yeah, that's pretty funny. It is Ramadan and also.
I actually do, if he's actually following, I would want nothing to do with Brahimaj. Can we confirm that he's keeping for Ramadan? I'm so serious. I'm not joking.
So why don't
confirm that, and I would love nothing more.
Well, Mad Lab, what do you got on this fight here?
I like Soriano, man. I think that he's the I know Guru doesn't thinks the other way. I think he's the more violent fighter when he's in the pocket. I think he's got good wrestling. His cardio scares me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. But I think this is his fight to win, bro. He's
the better boxer for sure, man.
He's the better boxer.
He's got the power.
I think his wrestling's underrated too when he really wants to wrestle.
If he uses it, that's the problem.
Right.
You know how many bets I lost on him for him not fucking wrestling?
His conditioning does scare me a little bit. You know, I'm not gonna lie, it does scare me a little bit, but I don't know, man. I'm not a Brahimaj truther, dude. I think he's all right. I think he got better. I don't like the level of opposition he's been facing, and I think Puna's, I don't know. I think this is his spot. I think he could finish this inside the distance, you know. So I do like Puna in this spot. And I don't even think you need to fuck around with props in this. If he's sitting at -105, I mean, he's definitely worth a crack.
Yeah, no confirmation on any religious specifications, Guru. I couldn't find anything for you. But I think Ramiz is the worst fighter anyways, and he's all.
Dude, he might come out. He might come out in the sperm hat though, and then all bets are off.
Damn. You're right.
Just sperm.
If he comes out in the crazy hat, that's a problem.
It is pretty good. Yeah, but you know, I took Puna at plus money. I told Guru what I was doing, so I hope he did the same. But it seems like
yes, I did.
That prospect is slowly leaving. So up to you guys to decide if this is a 1-800 gambler fight. If you're on that Puna stankiness like we are. But yeah, that's where I ended up. And I'm also curious about this fight. We've got the Fresh Prince. Phil Rowe versus Jean-Paul Le Bosniani, Mufasa, or I don't know, like
he also goes by JPL.
Right. Or This Is Lesbos.
That's also pretty good, solid.
But
you also use that for Lisboa, so I don't know that we can use it again.
Listen, maybe he's really the preacher that was promised. You know what I mean?
Can we talk about how disappointing Phil Rowe is? another guy that just could have seriously all the physical attributes and all the talent, and came out in that Sung Hyuk Ko fight. And where was he? Did he even want to be in the cage? Like he looked like he had never seen a left hook before. like he just continued to eat strike after eating strike, did not move his head. And this guy, JPL, is fairly well-rounded. Sure, he's been knocked out twice, but I mean, against Jacoby Jones, who's not the worst fighter training at Over MMA Labs, and Spike Carlisle, who we know is a beast. So, the ginger Jesus. I don't know. I think that I could understand Phil Rowe being the sexy pick because Phil Rowe's a dog is always sexy because he wins by finish. But okay, take your sprinkle on Phil Rowe KO and that's his win condition. Because otherwise, I just think John Paul is just a much more technical, well-rounded fighter.
I like Phil Rowe in this spot. I think the range. If you look at Phil Rowe, he's big for the division. We could agree on that.
Always true,
right? You look at JPL; he's small for the division. One of his win conditions, which he likes to do, is he likes to work inside. And he does have a pretty sneaky head kick, which is not going to work in the range of Phil Rowe if he keeps his range and he understands how to. You got to remember, bigger octagon. It's not in the apex, so he's going to have room to roam around that real estate. So if he's smart, he'll keep this fight in range, utilize his jab, and kind of make JPL chase him down a little bit. I don't know. I know exactly what you're saying about Phil Rowe. I think he should be a lot better than he turned out to be. But when you look at attribute to attribute and you look at the way they match up somatotype, you look at the way they match up with the level of opposition, I think it's a very, very winnable fight. And if you guys are nervous about the plus 164, you can still get him at plus money at plus 3.5. Not that I'm saying it's going to go to the distance, but if you feel a little safer, maybe it does. Maybe he wins around, maybe, but I like him in this spot. I think of all the dogs on the card, he's very, very, very live in this spot.
Wow.
Listen, if you jabronis get us to 20 likes, you get a grandma's cushion parlay. How about that? So do the right thing.
I feel like people are going to unlike now.
Yeah, they might. They might. So I apologize, but and yeah, I get your point, Mad Lab. And this is one of those fights where it's kind of like you got to hold your nose and do it. This is the same price as we got.
Time out.
What?
Time out. Very, very important. Jeff Molina just posted.
This was hours ago.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
Hours ago.
Well, you didn't talk about it.
You said he just posted it. I thought this is old news that we didn't need to talk about.
Now they did the AI ones with them both wearing bikini shorts and shit.
That's
I love it.
But yeah, Phil Rowe plus 164. I would take knockout just in general too. Both of the Bosniani's losses by knockout. And he's given up a ton of reach. Rowe is not necessarily I don't think he's going to sub this guy. He's got a black belt pretty solidly and he's a decent grappler, but I don't trust him to use his wrestling consistently to keep Rowe from the danger zones. And that's where Rowe can capitalize. It's just, I don't trust him to win minutes. Instead of taking a money line shot, I would rather do it on his knockout prop. So yeah, a little something there, a little taste never hurt. Especially it's plus 450. And the guru will probably tell you to do round 2, round 3 for a better price is what I would guess. Just cut out round 1. He's not going to do it there anyways.
Who?
Hear his voice in my head, Phil Rowe.
Phil Rowe? Yeah, I don't.
In the UFC,
correct.
Jason Witt round 2. I mean, that tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, you're 100% right. You cut out round 1 because and actually to this whole point, I think Jean Paul's best round is going to be round 1 anyway. So I think you could get Phil Rowe live and be chilling.
That's fair.
Phil Rowe by knockout in the 3rd round is plus 2,000.
Well, so then what's 2-3 KO?
2-3 KO is.
I got you.
I don't have it here.
It's okay. I got you. Plus 950.
Yeah.
I could see him storming the fucking beaches on round 3 and just fucking
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but it's just against Against who? Ange Losa in a fight that he was winning most of the time?
Yeah, but what is
against
JPL proven?
To your point, the way that you like to bet, and which I respect and honestly will kind of consider adding to my repertoire here, is nothing. Absolutely, positively nothing. But I just think Phil Rowe is smelly and hangs out in Tampa, Florida, and just like, I don't know, promotes his random side hustles and like doesn't actually give a fuck.
Yeah, I hear you. Phil Rowe is like O'Day Osborne in a sense.
Damn it. Well, in honor of Jesse Jackson, we got to be on him too then. If we got O'Day and we got Chidi, we might as well
Black History Month.
Yeah, it's time.
It's Black History Month.
It's time. Might as well. All right. We're moving on. We've got Jordan the Monkey King Levitt. Sorry, that's his own nickname. Plus 320 versus the Cuban Problem, Yadier Del Valle, not Yadier Molina, minus 410. I mean, I get it. Levitt making a desperation cut to a lower weight class, probably getting cut from the UFC if he loses this matchup. I don't see why they'd keep around a guy like Levitt if he's not really going to win by finish a lot of the time. He's not necessarily an exciting fighter. So in the Paramount era, you don't do those things. You out of here, kid. So Del Valle clearly trying to build him in this spot. Wash that Bulgarian taste out of everyone's mouth from that debacle. And
you love that Bulgarian taste.
Oh man. And
he was your
favorite. What would be the funniest thing is like everyone on like a Del Valle finish, and then there's another conspiracy and complaint, like if he somehow takes Levitt to like a hilarious decision. I would die. That would be hilarious. But yeah, I mean, Del Valle is going to win. I feel pretty solid that on the feet he's the way more damaging striker, and he should have enough grappling in his back pocket to survive any bad positions if Levitt somehow gets him there, which I don't think happens. Maybe he's part of a 3-piece. There could be a 4-piece McChicken that we could throw together for some solid plus money. I have another idea. I think there's on top of the Jocelyn Edwards and the Fluffy, you add a little Del Valle, and then we're going to talk to another friend of ours soon. And we'll see how it goes. But I think we could build something here. What are you thinking, Guru?
I mean, I just think it's Del Valle, basically whichever way he wants. I mean, they're building a prospect here. You got to feed him somebody. And I mean, hasn't Levitt been battling like concussion issues and like other things? Like he's, other than just being the Monkey King and everybody wonders about his sexuality, like hasn't he been battling other things?
Yeah, I think that's the case.
So, I just don't think. I think with the new way that the UFC is like, again, they didn't re-sign Javid Basharat, guys. I think that the way that they're looking at the roster now, other than the heavyweight division, of course, is like, if you're not exciting, we're not interested.
Yeah, I agree.
They don't even care about how good you are. If you're not interesting, we're not interested. So somebody like DeValier, who cheated in his last fight with Bulgarian, whatever the fuck's going on there, finishes him in round one.
What?
They're all in cahoots together, and he finishes the controller Connor Matthews in round one like you should. Jordan Levitt's a guy that's been finished in round one already by sub. He's been sub twice. Patty Pimblett, Patty to Batty. So, yeah, I think that it's I think a sub is fair game. 1-2. What is 1-2 sub?
I don't know. I don't have it in front of me.
I got you. Don't you worry.
I don't. I think he served his purpose, bro. Like if you look
plus 360
by sub,
round one, round two, we get both of them.
Yeah, listen. He served his purpose. He played a character. He played to a certain demographic. I don't mind him. I think he's right. He's 5-3. I mean, he's not in the UFC. He's 5-3. It's not like he has a losing record in the UFC. He's on a rotating door, wins and losses. But at the end of the day, like a fight like this, I agree with you guys. Like his win condition here is like, Del Valle does a fucking Michelle Waterson fucking head and arm throw and ends up on his back and he rolls back for a fucking heel hook or something like that. Like he's very Ryan Hall-esque. You know what I mean? And that's just not playing into the hands of the new wave of what the UFC wants. You know what I mean? So Does he have a path? I mean, yeah, but it's got to be a mistake by Del Val. Maybe he's feeling himself a little bit too much, puts himself in a bad position. And listen, Jordan Levitt can grapple. To say what you want about him, the dude is fucking pretty slick on the ground. But outside of that, where the fuck does he win this fight? You know, I think Del Val is probably a runner-up for the safest play on the card next to Edwards.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think you're right.
So he's definitely going to be a piece of our Amber Parlay of the week. Stay tuned because I think we're going to have another one as well. Yeah, let's keep it grooving here. Oh my God, I think I found her. It's Juliana Killer Miller at plus 550 versus Crispy Carly Judice at minus 800. You're telling me you don't need minus 800 in a parlay?
I'm telling you that there's zero chance I'm betting this fight. If you're not taking the tiniest grandma sprinkle on Juju by sub, there's zero chance. Why? Just why? You really need Judice by knockout? Like what? Judice
it's minus 150, which is
exactly. So round 1, round 2 knockout is plus 115 for Judice. It's disgusting. Give me the Juju sub by brother getting sub at plus 2,000.
Yeah, and you're gonna make $0 when she doesn't do it.
Whatever, I could put 10 cents on it and win $2.
Yeah, no, you're gonna lose 10 cents in that case. I get it. It's her only path to victory. So
$5 wins you 100 if she could sub this chick. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I think that's
she can't.
Yeah, I don't know. I will say this about this fight. One of the traps of this fight is going to be people are going to be betting, the under. A lot of people are be going under on this fight. And like I said, for as bad as Juliana, I don't think Juliana Miller's good, but I think she's
tough.
She's tough.
Yeah.
She's scrappy. She's tough. She's long. I think I don't know if she's going to give a good account of herself.
Whoa!
As far as
plus 144 fight goes the distance. This is a chick fight.
Yeah, I don't even know if I listen. I think Carly Judice can absolutely finish her. Striking,
sure,
incredible.
Every single one of her wins is by knockout.
Yeah, and Juliana Miller. I mean, her fucking head is like a bobble on the center line. But I think Juliana Miller's tough, man. I think take away her skill set, which I don't think is good, but I think she's tough. I think she can hang in there maybe for at least a round and a half, like at least, even if she's getting fucking washed in there. Yeah. So what is it? Is the over and under 1.5 or 2.5?
2.5.
Fucking goddamn it!
Yeah, I know this is tough,
and it's only plus 124. But listen, I don't hate it. She couldn't
survive more than 4 minutes against Luana Santos.
Yeah, I mean Judice, dude, she's got.
But that's also 2.5 years ago.
I just would never lay this kind of chalk on a fucking. You got to these first fights of the night. I call them cliffhangers. They're either guys or girls that are like on their way out the fucking door, or it's like these are proving ground fights. And for a proving ground fight to be a minus 800, I wouldn't even fucking touch her in a parlay.
Yeah, and I get that part, but here I am. I'm going to present to you a situation.
No, you're not. Don't put. No, I don't. Don't put
right.
Judice in it. She does at minus 800. She does nothing for your.
No, you're right because Edwards and Del Valle get you minus 159, and you just got to throw Fluffy in there for plus 126.
No, pick somebody else.
No, because our fans might not have parlayed out Fluffy, so they might need him still.
I think it should be Jeff Neal instead.
Oof.
I don't know. Over Fluffy?
Over Fluffy?
No. He's not as consistent or trustable. Like, you know what Fluffy's going to do, and you trust him to execute a game plan.
Then give me an over 2.5 in that fight, in the Fluffy fight. There's no reason to go there.
The only reason you're saying that is because we already have him parlayed. I'm trying to give something out to our fans that are watching the show to play for the card. They can use Fluffy there. You have $100 on him in a parlay. Don't lie about it.
Of course, I'm not going to lie about it.
So why wouldn't our fans put the first 2 most confident fights you have if they don't already have Fluffy parlayed?
All right.
And you're doing Del Valle.
If you don't already have it.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to. And you get plus 126. Now for you, if you need to do something else, you put Carly Judice and you get minus 120.
Absolutely not.
It's not happening. Trigger warning. I triggered the guru. Sorry, guys.
No.
That's basically the moral of the story is that's what we can give you for the Camber parlay of the day. And then from the dog, of the day, the John Newquist dog of the day, I think we gave you guys a couple options, right? I think you could choose from 3 of them, Guru. Is that what we gave out? 3 dog slots?
At least. And if you're considering Phil Rowe, that's a 4th.
Okay, but that one I felt more comfortable on, like the prop, like the knockout prop ideas. But we had Chitty plus money. We had Ode plus money. Puna, is that a confident dog, or are we gonna leave it at the first two guys? Yeah, we got the triumvirate, right?
No, what did you say, Spivak?
I do not have Spivak. I don't like Spivak.
You should.
Yo, Guru, you see what TV's doing? He don't agree with us, so he doesn't want to throw it in there.
Yeah,
because it's not a collaborative dog of the day.
Oh yeah,
it's that I'm trying to give the consensus play.
All right, so say him again. I tune you out. What were you saying?
All right, guys, the Guru's gonna send us off. There's no point in me talking anymore because nobody's listening if your name is the Guru. But Mad Lab, before we let the Guru give us a proper send off, you got any final plays you wanted to give out, and any final words for the fans?
I mean, pretty much everything I think we covered everything, bro.
I know. I'm sick of the Guru's bullshit at this point. I'm
like
done with it.
Stuff, but yeah, no, I appreciate you. This is your show, dude. I appreciate you guys having me on. I hope I can come on again. Maybe one day we'll do a collab with the Dog and Pass and you guys.
Yes.
We'll do
anytime. Oh my God, are you kidding me?
But yeah, man, you guys can get me on Twitter at MadLab MMA. My website is themadlabmma.com. We just started running a season-long MMA fantasy league, which is not running for the full season. We do it every 8 weeks, so everybody rotates. We got trophies involved with your names on them. You go on the Wall of Fame if you win after the 8 weeks. So we have a lot of shit going on, man. So, but like I said, I'm just psyched Thursday night hanging out with you guys and breaking down some fights.
Appreciate you big time, man. Lads, really appreciate your time. Love that idea of collabing the pod. That'd be fucking amazing.
Yeah, it'd be cool, man.
That would be a long podcast. We would fucking go in on that. That would be a great time.
Might even drink some scotch for that one.
Oh, fuck yeah. All right, then let's definitely put that on the books. Love that idea. TB, sorry for being disrespectful to you. You're very handsome. Mad Labs, thank you for your time. Guys, thank you all for listening. Thank you for your time. Thank you for the live chat. Thank you for the comments. Like, subscribe, share it around. I think we can really make some money today. I feel pretty good about this card. I think that if we face things out right, I really do think that we come away with some money. So let's make sure we do that because we got a lot of fights to come. It's not 7, it's not 8, it's not 9, 11 fights straight weeks. Very exciting. Next week, pay-per-view. UFC 325?
I don't know. I think so.
Numbers just keep going, guys. We got Max Holloway. With Bets and Picks MMA, Andrew Gomes. Should be awesome. So, guys, seriously, make sure you're checking out Mad Lab. Make sure you're checking out Dog or Pass podcast. Make sure you're following TB Scouting MMA, my amazing co-host that everybody listens to, over on Twitter, Instagram, Pickett, Tapology, and Better MMA. And you can follow me, the Guru Scouting MMA, over on Twitter, Instagram, Pickett, Tapology, Bird It, Better MMA. Be safe out there. Let's make some money, guys. Digging in the couch, finding change for the crew. Early week breakdown, Saturday they